All right, had some technical difficulties there, guys. I apologize. Jeez. All right. Hey, Ann. Hey, Sarah. Hey, Allie. Hey, Vicky. Sorry about that. My YouTube just went crazy. I just make a whole new link. Really annoying. Hey, Nick. How's everybody doing? Well, I've lost a lot of views on videos. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to extract everyone from Periscope, so that's kind of a sucky thing. So it's trying to build on that again and try to get people over here to YouTube. Yeah. Um, have a very interesting investigation this weekend that I think that you guys are going to be really interested in. It's actually a residential case. It's a pretty decent sized property. Um, it in the 1800s, it was a nursing home, and there's a lot of death, tragedy, suicides, and rape, and just there's a lot of stuff that's going on up there. And I'm gonna go find out what's happening. Gonna spend the night. Gonna live stream, film, and bless the property. See if we can cross over some of the spirits that may be trapped there. The homeowners are experiencing. Appreciate everyone that's coming in here just to like this video when you come in, always, and to share it out anywhere to any place on social media, as kind of like starting from scratch again here, and much appreciative of all that. Yes, Periscope had its definitely had its pluses for sure. I agree. No, I don't get scared often too much anymore. I'm sure at some point in California. I'd love to be there right now, nice and warm. Could be, David. We shall see. Hello, Pemberley. And then I have another investigation the following week. That some nice people from a paranormal team, I don't that might be even beyond here, invited me to come check out some haunted antique shop in Connecticut. So that is on the schedule as well. I forget the date. I think it's the following weekend. But you guys know it's cold out. I just started working on the Bobby Mackey's investigation from this past summer. I just had to write out a whole thing to do a voiceover of the history of the place, and then I'm going to start reviewing. We were only there for about 2 or 3 hours, so I'm sure that we got some cool responses and things like that. While we are there. So, I mean, I couldn't believe the shadow stuff, the shadows that I caught on my video from being in the cave in Mammoth Cave. It was nuts. Hey, Trudy. Hey, Nancy. No, it's not New Haven. Yeah, one of the mods, can you guys post the PayPal link? Everybody, how you doing? Por favor. Here, I'll post it right now. There you go. YouTube is acting up today. What's going on? I can't even type something in the chat area. Bizarre. Mammoth Cave was very interesting. There's something going on with YouTube today. Thank you, Trudy. There's definitely something going on with YouTube. Everybody, how you doing? I can't even chat. Hey, Robert. Hey, everybody. Hey, Tracy. It's really weird. First, I'm having issues trying to get the video on, and now... Now I can't even chat on here. Let me see if I can do that from here. What the heck? Something weird is going on with YouTube. I just clicked on a chat thing and my whole thing closed. The chat's not working. Hey, Claudia. Thank you, Trudy. Weird. There's something funky going on with YouTube. Hello, LR. Yeah, I keep recycling my page. I can't chat. I can't do anything. Everybody, how you doing? Yeah, something's wrong. Something is definitely wrong. Are they, Amber? Yeah, there's got to be something glitchy going on that I'm not aware of. Well, glad to know it's not just me. What I'm trying to do is every week try to take and extract one of my investigations on Periscope from one of the cool locations that I've gone to over the summer and in the fall, and edit it down, label the evidence, and do a little, voiceover, kind of an edited version of each investigation. So you get, the live stuff, and then some of these I will edit down, like I will do even for some of the ones that I stream live on YouTube when I get to that point, because I've been to so many places over the summer and in the fall and things like that. So yeah, Robert, yeah, called my full name out and said, "Bring us to the light." Really crazy. But you guys have seen that happen in real time before, right? When I went to Hillview Manor in the car and I used the spirit box with my radio of my car. I would love to investigate that place overnight. It would be insane. Yes, Susan, definitely. Yeah, definitely, Victoria. Anything interesting? Well, I spent so much time going through for the last 2 weeks. It was all Mason House footage for the documentary, so I couldn't. I was wanting to get and start digging into some of these stuff so I can post up on YouTube, because I'm trying to get as many Periscope videos done and extracted before it ends at the end of March. Because I do have a bunch, but I'm gonna try to get at least one done a week and posted. Been buying a bunch of extra flash drives and stuff like that and storing videos on there. It's weird with the YouTube thing. Everybody, I know I didn't do it this time. if there's a few people that want to ask me a question and actually speak to me, I can always go online on Instagram too. If there's a few of you that want me to do that, I can run upstairs and grab my phone and do that. Just let me know. I kind of just spur of the moment decided I was going to do this Q&A today. Um, I got that video up yesterday, and I just started Bobby Mackey's, and it's obviously getting to start it on Sunday before the week starts. It should be a pretty easy video to get through because it's only about 2.5 hours of footage, whatever ended up happening. Yes, appreciate everyone who's coming in here to like this video and share it out anywhere possible that you can. Um, it sucks because, when I usually do a Q&A on Periscope, I would be averaging anywhere to 50 to 100 people every Periscope at least. Um, Obviously, I've lost some people. Really don't know how to get some of those people back. It's a different thing. So it's just trying to get these videos and share it out anywhere. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, I'm considering myself okay at it. It's kind of fun to do it. I bought all these like cinematic weird sounds and stuff, and I have a good time, being an artist myself. I mean, I kind of like, all right, this sound works perfect for this part. I'm very choosy with the sound effects um, for certain parts, and it's kind of fun because there's so many sounds. But it's another time-consuming thing. But it's kind of like an artistic, fun thing to do. Thank you, Susan. Thank you, Amber. Which app are you talking about? Hello, Tammy. I'm gonna go for YouTube for now. I mean, when it comes to live streaming and doing all this stuff, because it keeps it there, it's organized, you know, and doesn't risk disappearing. True, Karen. Yeah. I don't know. Well, for live streaming, this is the only new thing I'm using for now. I know some people recommended to me about using StreamYard by trying to do more than one platform at the same time, and I definitely try and do that. I'll try to play around with that too. It was integrated with Twitter, so it would post on Twitter, but they weren't the same thing. That's what they should have done. They should have combined the two and just said, okay, well, we're just going to do Twitter Live now, but you Eric and I are trying to plan some other road trip thing. Nothing's definitive yet. Um, I just have these couple of things coming up this next 2 weeks, and I'm trying to get something going soon. I may have something I'm doing with Dave. Um, we'll see. I mean, I'm definitely gonna be planning some stuff. Yeah, Vicky, definitely I can do that. I just wrote so many new songs. Nice. I will definitely do a music stream or two for sure. Does everybody have a copy of one of my books about my paranormal experiences yet that's in this chat? Or a copy of my music? Because if you don't, let me know. I'd be glad to show you how to get one or a signed copy if you live in the US. What's up, Andrew? I know it gets confusing with all the platforms. I mean, if you guys want the second copy of my book, or all you got to do is go to SeanDAustin.com, get yourself a copy, and you should definitely get a copy of my first one if you haven't read it yet, because the documentary Malefice that's coming out regarding the story about the Mason, that is in my first book. Um, the first book, Shadow Chaser. That's all, extensively talked about in here. And, what's happened and going back to the Mason house and this documentary will definitely be in a future book. But if you want to get a heads up, you know, more about the story, before the documentary comes out in the next couple of weeks. No, not couple of weeks, couple of months. I wish. Thank you, Vicky. Yeah, if you live in the U.S., all you gotta do is go to SeanDAustin.com. I can't even type it in my chat here because YouTube is funky today. It's not letting me do anything. I sign copies of the books or the CDs, and I've just been swamped. I'm definitely gonna have shirts and signed pictures soon on the website too. I'm figuring that logistics out as well. Thank you, Tracy. What's your opinion on elementals and, those types of spirits, Rhonda? Very little LR. I mean, you'd have to get like a million plays to get something, get like a penny or something like that. Um, I mean, I definitely believe in elementals and these nature type spirits for sure. I mean, I believe I've encountered some on some of these locations we've been to. I think poor Owen just commented on the old stream. Said I missed it. Everybody, how you doing? Because YouTube is acting crazy. Oh, God, what a pain in the arse. All right, I'm just fixing something here. I don't know what's going on with YouTube, so. Everybody, how you doing? Is everybody still there? Damn YouTube. Yes, takes a long time, Karen. Sounds good, LR. Thank you, Trudy. I wish I could pin your comment. I can't because YouTube is crazy. Hey, Alfred. Do I feel my old boss sometimes? Yes, I do. Just making sure I didn't miss any of your chats, guys. Oh, happy birthday, Nick. Everyone say happy birthday to Nick. Oh, there we go. It's working again. Okay. All right, I'm going to put this in here. Just trying to fix this because YouTube is crazy. Give me 1 second. I had to do all this stuff. I had to do all this stuff over because YouTube is getting crazy. Okay. Yeah, nice. Hey, the real Jackson, what's up? Cool, Andrew. Hello to you and Hannah. Just making sure I didn't miss anybody's chat while I'm multitasking here. Cool, Trudy. All right. All right. So that's all taken care of. So if you are interested in a copy of my book or, um, for donations and all that stuff, the PayPal is in my pin message. As always, appreciative, not required. But thank you guys for all the support. Gotta, for this trip this weekend, this case, it's about a 5-hour drive for me. But I'm excited because it's really interesting, and most importantly, I want to help the lady. But I mean, the place being an old nursing home in the 1800s and all the stuff that's going on makes it a unique case. I mean, historically, it's definitely interesting. Doesn't sound like it's anything too bad from what she was saying, but she'll feel like nauseous sometimes. She may be picking up like on the emotions of the spirits of all the things people that have died there and things like that. But we'll see when we get there. Saturday. What's up, Andy? Near Vermont. Yeah, if you guys haven't checked it out, check out my new cave post. Definitely some cool shit in there. Yep, I'm working on Bobby Mackey's. I'll post that this week before we take off for that case this weekend. I should be able to finish in the next day or two because it's not a lot of footage. I'll do Bobby Mackey's, and then the next video I'm gonna do. It's gonna take me a little bit. I'm gonna do the whole thing about when I went to the house that has to do with the Conjuring 3 with the boy David and the Beast, and then going to the well where the demon came through. Talk about how it followed me, and it's going to be clips from being by the house, in the house in Trumbull in 1700 when it followed us there, and then when it followed me to the cemetery and it said he's ours, and I saw that black thing fly around me. When I went home and the my street light started flickering, what happened to me in my bed a couple of times. I saw the thing with the hooves and the tail, and it growled at me. So I'm gonna tell the whole story about it, and show clips of why. Um, well, I know that this demonic creature having to do with the case followed me after going by the place having to do with the case. The cave is very huge. So in the beginning of the video, I'll talk about the history of the case, the Warrens, how they got involved, and I never read the book, and then going there and picking up on stuff, and then it following me, and the weird shit that started. It's like, me. I go to the most messed up places that are infamous, and somehow Sean gets the evil things that are famous to from these stories to follow me home, and I get introduced to them. Lucky me. Whether it's Annabelle or the Amityville or this or that. Yes, Saturday, Karen. All right, Andy, you got it. Um, yeah, and after that, I'll get through the rest of the stuff that was some cool locations that I went to that I can make little videos of, and I'll just try to edit them down and talk about the history and just boom, bada boom. Hello, Brittany. No, I've not sensed Annabelle. It was only that one night, and then it was coming through and referencing a couple of days after that when I was in Gettysburg. It was just around that one weekend when the latch came loose. If you haven't watched that video, it's on my channel on YouTube. If you want to see exactly what happened with the Annabelle thing, all you gotta do is search and Google and say Annabelle followed me home. And lucky me, I'm the only one that props up with that. Yeah. So lucky me. And obviously, while I'm in here, guys, if you have any questions you want to ask me, if there's like I said, a few of you guys that want me to jump on Instagram live and have you ask me some questions on here, I can run upstairs and grab the phone and you can ask me whatever you'd like. And this way you don't have to worry about, typing something like I did last time if you would like. It was live when the latch thing came loose. It's on the Periscope, and that was live. I was on Periscope. That video that's on my YouTube was live. Freaky stuff, but just another day in the life of me. No, I'm definitely not certain, Trudy. I'm definitely not certain. Never a dull moment, but I'm never so sure about that. But I know that some of you guys have been messaging me saying that you're in withdrawal from doing live investigations. That I haven't I haven't streamed that much. I've been working really hard on the Mason House footage for the last couple of weeks, and I was trying to get through all that, labeling it for Billy, the producer, making sure that any definitive, profound, relevant responses and evidence that's connected to the case and my story, what happened to me, and why we went back. I wanted to make sure that's featured on the documentary. Yeah, it's always different ideas, man. Any weird dreams? Nothing. Um, nothing that stands out to me yet, Vicky. Trust me, I'll share that experience if something pops out at me. The aura thing happens to me like once in a while. I've seen it. Um, it kind of just happens sporadically. It's not something that I consistently see. I think if I practice it enough, it might develop it more. There's a practice where you actually can look at your fingers and you try to look at the outer lining of your fingers until you actually see like this grayish, translucent lining around your fingers. That would be the first line to your aura, and under that line, you'd actually start to see a definitive color under that, which would be the representation of your energy, your current energy, your emotional status spiritually. Yes, Karen, take any break from cold weather. I'm still developing my abilities. Like sometimes it's hard to tap into stuff, um, for me, and then sometimes it's really just crazy, and I'm just downloading it. I wish it was like very clear all the time. It's just not the way it is. It's kind of comes in waves. It's kind of like paranormal activity as a whole. You go into a place one night, it's crazy, and the next night you hear crickets. I mean, and I think people that are sensitive to that sort of thing coincide with it somehow. Oh, no question, real Jackson. The Colosseum of Rome, with all the death and the games and all that stuff, no question. It'd be very fascinating to do an investigation, in a place like that. I would love to do some courses. Definitely something to think about, Tracy. I really would like to do lectures. Like these Q&As I do on video, to do them at paranormal conferences and stuff like that. What do you want me to do? Paranormal 101 with Sean Austin? I could hook that into my Patreon. That's actually a good idea. And you guys could pick the subject matter and do like a one little video a month. All right. Yeah. I can try to hook that into the Patreon, and whoever's interested. I'll do like a once a month thing. I was figuring out ways to kind of add features on there because it's like, what do I do and how to, toggle the whole thing. Indeed. Again, I appreciate if you're just coming in here to like this video and share it out to any other human being on the planet that may be interested in this subject. As I'm starting from scratch, almost, leaving my poor Periscope. Hello, Cam. How you doing? Yeah, Trudy, I saw that. I felt bad. It's funky with the notifications and people not knowing where to go or how to get in. So I'm trying to get on, even on my Facebook, because I had to repost a new link. It was really annoying because I started posting the link everywhere. I, pe- I I wrote this post so quickly because I had to repost it, and I put "Love now, join." No, not love. It's not that kind of Q&A. Let's see here. Share. Doing all right. Trying to stay busy. Try to stay sane. Going to the gym all the time, and I'm just trying to get content up on YouTube. And it's cold out. I'm just trying to hustle, and I'm looking forward to this documentary. Been helping the producer out, getting that together, and just getting through these videos. And I got some cases coming up, some investigations, and I'm trying to plan another paranormal road trip soon. So no, I haven't seen that, man. Sounds cool though. I'll have to check it. Yes, I think the documentary is gonna be scary as hell because of the stuff that we captured. I mean, it's terrifying, but it just gives more validity to the fudged up things that went on when Dave and I first went there, and what happened to me afterwards, and how it sat with me for so long. The true story, Claudia, of what? His story? I would love to make it to New Orleans. Trust me on that. I will at some point. Yes, Nick. So I was able to extract all of the clips that we needed from 2015. Luckily, when I first started Periscope, there was something called Catch, KATCH, that I used to kind of like keep a lot of my scopes, and I was able to get them. Phil had it on a hard drive, and it took me a while, and I went through that, and I found when Jackie first got scratched and when she felt like pain in her area. I found Actually, I found an original video from 2015. I didn't know because I never reviewed the footage because back in those days, I was just scoping. I was never reviewing the footage, and it's crazy because there's a lot of stuff you end up catching on review. I was blessing my bedroom, the bedroom where my rosary was moved, and while I was blessing it, another scream happened in the room in 2015. So the same exact thing happened 5 years ago in the same room, doing the same thing. It's just more reiteration, more backup to what was going on. Nice, Kim. Glad you're enjoying it. Yeah, there'll be definitely be some clips from 2015 in the documentary. Absolutely. It has me praying for the spirits the first time, the man screaming at me. There's stuff in there that you may have not seen. You The pop rock that has never been seen before. I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe I'm having a brain mush here. Yeah, I found them all, Karen. All the ones that are prevalent for the case. Found some really creepy responses. Yeah, a lot of the stuff that I remembered specifically that I never forgot, but there was stuff that I'm glad that we were able. I went through and labeled some stuff. The women asking for prayer and help. Just more references to what we believed happened there, what we were told that happened there. Thank you, Nicholas, for the donation. Much appreciative. Yeah, it took me a while to go through all these videos, guys. It's very time consuming, but it's important to me because this story is personal to me, and I think it's a very defining moment for me when it comes to praying for spirits. 5 years ago, that's really when I started to do it, and it became a thing for me that I was doing it all the time, and the Mason house was a, that was when I first prayed for like spirits, when I saw the white dove. It was the first time ever I saw the white dove in my mind's eye. And that's where, the obsessive retaliation of this man and this evil demonic force wanted to take revenge against me. But so I think it's an important part on my path of how I approach the paranormal, what I'm doing, how I'm involved, and what I'm supposed to continue to do in that manner. Oh, sorry. What experiences have I had? Portals can be tricky, but it is possible, Tracy. It depends why it's there and how it originated. Oh, Kim, nice. Where at? How many exorcism have I performed? Well, remember, I'm only trained to do the exorcism ritual on locations. I don't do a solemn exorcism, which is that is on a person that has to be a priest, a true Catholic priest. Um, um, so I've done a handful. I never counted them actually, but I only do that on homes. Remember, not people. And most of the time, guys, it's we're blessing the place because not all the time it's demonic, but sometimes and I with my abilities and the equipment incorporated with the experiences of the people, you know, I have complete utter confidence to know what we're dealing with going on to a property, whether it's something that's serious or not. Hey, Randy, how we doing? I hear you, Andy. Thank you, Nick. Yes, appreciate everyone comes in here and likes the video and shares it out anywhere you can. Have all the exorcisms been successful? Um, they've all been helpful. Um, you have to understand is that whatever I do, when you go to these places, just in it's not all about what I do. It's also the lifestyle of the individuals that are in the home and the location, who's living there. Because a lot of the times these people can invite this stuff back in that are out of my control. Um, so there's other things at play that can also break that you know that line of protection and what you're doing when you're trying to send in an explosion of light and God where darkness has permission to be there. Um, I mean, I've never heard anything bad, um, like something evil still being there after the exorcism ritual that I've done in a location yet from the ones that I've done, as far as I'm concerned, that I can think of. Because I'd be going back there again. I'd be trying to help them again if I could. Hey, Kelly, what's up? Hey, everyone. Kelly is a paranormal investigator down in Arkansas. She's got a new channel on YouTube. You should go check it out. Subscribe to her. She's putting a lot of content up there too. Um, there's no guarantee for whatever I do in a property. Um, there really is no guarantee. So that's why we do what we do. And you don't want to go in there telling that we're definitely going to get rid of stuff because there's no guarantee. That's why you're really not supposed to charge people for this sort of thing because it's not like I'm coming in with, again with my proton pack and I'm sucking up the ghosts and then bringing them to the fire station to make them go away forever. So There's no, we don't know what's going to happen. So we go in there, we try to help them, and hopefully takes care of the issue. I really did like Paranormal State when it came out. I was one of those people like you watching and stuff, and um, them helping the people, and it's just so fascinating to know the types of cases and experiences that people go through in some of the homes that they would go to. Um, it really opens up your eyes in many ways. Well, it's not about praying hard, it's about praying with conviction, and conviction equates to faith. You have to believe in what you're saying. You truly have to believe in the fact that God's more powerful than any evil spirit, diabolical force that there is. And if you truly believe in that, then that's really what really puts the strength in your spiritual protection is your faith. So it's saying it knowing that fact, and that's what they don't want you to discover. That they don't want you to use that in that manner. They want to uh, you know distract you, pull you away, confuse you, trick you, um, to get something else out of you. And obviously not a good thing. Oops. That's right, Judy. Kelly, what are your protection rituals before and how do you cleanse after? um, Well, I wear a blessed St. Michael pendant, which gets mentioned a lot as people do when they watch my live streams for years. Um, I say the Archangel Michael prayer. And before leaving a place, I will say a prayer and I'll bless my car and myself with blessed oil or holy oil and holy water. And I'll say, I revoke any permission for any evil spirits to follow us home in the name and authority of Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Name of the Blessed Mother, Virgin Mary, Mother of God. Name of all the angels and saints and the blessed apostles Peter and Paul. I cover my car, whatever it is, my heart, mind, body, and soul, the blood of Jesus Christ, and I fear no evil. Amen. And I'll proceed to bless my car or myself before leaving a place. Um, and obviously, I do that in my own place all the time too, because you just have things kind of happen. But you wander around like you're a vampire killer with liters of holy water and blessed objects all the time. Just that way of life. Yep, he definitely had a dark moment there. Seems to be doing better. That's good for him. Oh, Diggy, 100%. I mean, especially someone like me, it's a little bit more complicated because I'm more prone, I'm more sensitive than your average person. When you go to these places, you can get affected by it a lot easier than other people. So you even got to be even more careful. So, because I do soak up the emotions of spirits going on in these places, and it can be, it can be a real challenge. And um, I was just actually, I was telling somebody before, some of these places they just stick to you like ooze. They stick to you for a while, and it can linger around. It can really mess with you, like, and you're just kind of in a fuzz, in a dark, low fuzz, and you gotta, ground yourself and cleanse yourself, bless yourself, and get out of it, and move on. But that's why it's so important to realize how these things can affect you, because if you don't, then these types of situations can turn into a serious oppression, and you know they can kind of get their motives into a further situation will be a little bit more difficult to get rid of for you and whoever it's trying to affect. Yes, I would use those protection prayers all the time, Trudy. 100%. Can you turn it off? I mean, it's a little tricky. I've never been able to fully turn it off. I guess the best way to do is distract yourself from doing other things. Um, People like us, Kelly, who are constantly thinking about this stuff. You're making videos about it. You're constantly just, it's on your mind 24/7. I mean, I'm reviewing evidence, thinking about evidence, finding evidence, experiencing evidence in real time. I mean, people like this, we're doing backstrokes in this 24/7. I mean, I experience something paranormal every freaking day. Like, I mean, the weird's all around us. Busying yourself with something that has nothing to do with it probably would um, help you a bit with it, but I haven't learned how to be able to shut it off completely. It's more like, wow, I was distracted. I was doing something, not having to do with it, and I kind of forgot about it for a moment. When I first started having my abilities come out, I was paranoid. I was like, this is kind of like a little bit overwhelming because I'm hearing thoughts all the time that are not mine, and I'm like, got a little nervous, and it make you feel like you're going crazy. And then I just got accustomed to it. And I'm still learning about it, but it's kind of a wackadoo process. Bathe with salt. Yeah, can't hurt there. Oh wow, Claudia. All right, just catching up. Best paranormal movie to watch tonight. You ever see the Entity, bro, from the '80s, or Deliver Some Evil? That's Ralph's movie. Yep. Oh well, thanks, Diggy. Um, Appreciate that. Um, but on to and onward to other things. Hey, Rosemary. You ever see the Exorcism of Michael King? I think some people haven't seen that movie. It's kind of a creepy movie. Watch that one, Andrew. It's one of those ones you didn't expect to actually be good, and it was good. Good plot too. The guy's wife passes away tragically, and he does a documentary to prove there's something after death. And instead of going to other manners, he experiments with satanic rituals, and obviously it doesn't go very well for him. Yeah, I mean, that's why meditation is very key to try to develop my ability. I try to do it whenever possible. It's a spiritual muscle, and you're flexing it. And the more you use it, and the more you try to flex it, you can harness it to develop it to the next level. And obviously, that's what we all want to be able to use that. So we are our own piece of equipment on investigations, and to be able to correlate with it with the scientific type of equipment that we use, measuring EMF and sensors of all sorts, manners and things like that. The Changeling, yeah, it's a classic horror movie. Well, Diggy, I think that they're more concerned about what they're going through themselves, consciously, emotionally, energetically. um, trying to get their message across or try to relate to us, to communicate with to us in a way. But also, there might be rules that we're not aware of that they're not able to speak certain things to us as well. So, something that we can only speculate about. Um, but I've had spirits talk about angels being there after I pray for them. They say the angels are here, the light is here, I'm going now, and things like that. So, that type of validation does give, some good positive elements to some of that. I agree, Andy. Well, all of us will find out one day. And hopefully, we're not all dead right now, and the pandemic actually killed us all, and we're not stuck in some sort of dark, fuzzy, you know, weird purgatorial limbo right now, and we just don't know it. Imagine that. I'm waiting for the little kid from like The Sixth Sense to walk up to me and be like, "I see dead people, and you're dead too." I'm like, with this fucking oop shit. I'm not supposed to f on YouTube, so really got to curve myself because it's ugh. Um, but yeah, I just this environment um of everything how it is. Yikes. That's why it's called the paranormal diggy, right? Um, but yeah, I mean, when it comes to, when I pray for spirits, you guys know that's just something that I started to do, and it's a method that I think is really great by leaving the spirit box on or some sort of ITC device that actually communicates, saying a prayer for the spirits and allowing the spirits, to find out what is the event that's taking place while I'm praying and after I pray, of what's going on with the spirits and what they say. And I mean, I've been doing this for years with some of you guys from Periscope, as I mean, it's amazing some of the stuff that they say, like, thank you, I'm going to heaven, I'm going into the light, my family's here, my loved ones are here, thank you so much, you saved me. I mean, it goes on and on. That's the most proud moment that I had on the Ghost Loop show, was to be able to bring that element and show some of that of what I do and have that on show, because you don't see that on any other paranormal show. And still to this day, when people still talk about the show, they said on that show they didn't just help the people, they were helping the spirits. You don't see that, and I was proud and that to be able to show that, because I was doing that live for you guys so many times for years, and I think that's such a powerful, positive message and way about going about things and showing about how prayer is so powerful. And actually does work, because these spirits wouldn't be just patronizing me and saying these things and praying with me and things like that. So, but yeah, actually, I haven't seen The Sixth Sense in a while. It's one of those movies maybe I could watch again. I remember the other movie that came out around that time was really good. Two other movies that came out really good. It was The Others with what's her name? Tom Cruise's ex-wife, um, redhead. Yeah, blanking out. It was called The Others, and that was a fantastic movie. And then Stir of Echoes with Kevin Bacon. Really, really good ghost movies. Indeed. Yes, Nicole Kidman. Yep, Karen. Yeah, Stephanie. It's definitely. I've had some emotional experiences myself. Sometimes I'd start tearing up myself. I'd feel their emotion, like you just saved me. Then I would see a white dove, and then I would tell you females crossing over, and then you'd hear a woman say, "You saved me." Like, I'm getting validation. That's what's good. So I'm not just sitting here telling you this is happening. I get a little piece of the puzzle, and then that gets backed up by coming through an ITC device, and it's a powerful thing. Oh wow, Jackson. Yeah, Rhonda, and that's another thing too. I mean, look, I go to these places and they gravitate towards me. They know my name. They're like, "All right, we're ready for you to pray for us." Even that place that I went to in Somers, New York, a week or two ago, and you saw how impatient they were. Like, please, yeah, just get on with it. Can you take us? Can you send us now back into the light? I mean, that's really what these souls want. I mean, if they're willing to do whatever it takes, and they just need to be handed a flashlight in a dark room to find their way out of this dark place, then I'm willing to give it to them, and we all should at least offer it to see if you can manipulate that situation to lean towards that positive outcome for these individual human spirits. And when you do that, when you have your genuine intent, I believe they see this around your aura. Awesome, Diggy. Um, I believe that they'll gravitate towards you because they know that your intent is genuine. Yes, Robert, I've seen the movie, I've seen the real tapes, the video, and audio. Know all about it. Um, that's why these spirits come to me. Look, I mean, you guys know from watching all my videos, like you just said, they come to me, and the first thing they're like, please take us to the light. I mean, when you have spirits coming from different places and saying the same thing to me, do you think all these souls are just here to fucking, you know, tickle my ego? These souls that are trapped, all of them, are gonna come in all place and tell me to pray for them? I mean, it's just it's an amazing thing, and that just makes me more fulfilled and feeling purposeful in what I'm doing, and and I put that prayer and how I cross over spirits in my second book, just to and there might be obviously other people how they do things differently, and they might be successful. But I kind of just fell into this, and I was guided into this, I was called into this, and I'm just following that lead, and that's the way I'm doing things. And I believe I've been successful with that. I mean, even with this Mason story with these women that I've crossed over, I mean, the man and the evil force would not be pissed off at me for so many years if I didn't do anything that pissed them off. um, have a good night, Karen. Sounds good. Sounds good, Andy. Have a good one. Yep. That's why it's so good that people actually see it when this happens. And I was doing this stuff for live for years, crossing over spirits and using the spirit box and getting amazing validation from it. And I know when Ghost Loop first came out, I was getting bashed by some people. Oh, I've never seen somebody get so many responses on the spirit box. I sit at an investigation for like 8 or 9 hours, and I get like 3 words, and I'm like, well, first of all, here, watch my live streams. There's plenty of proof, and I have thousands of views on people watching this, witnessing it live, doing it dozens and dozens and dozens of times. But, you know, also, it's your intent. If you're going to go into a place and treat these spirits like zoo animals and say, do a backflip for me so I can get you on camera and get a cool response and take off, like you just won an animal, like with at a circus at some game, then, that's a different ball game. And that's why you get a lot of reciprocation, in my opinion, towards me. And I get responses, and I get, you know, big evidence, you know, when I go to places. I mean, I think every place that I go to, I get answers. I mean, I know. And I do believe I even have some human spirits that I can't, well, that can't cross over, that still hang around me, but they kind of like help out and give information too. Jackson. Well, I mean, I'll tell you. I mean, I was working a normal job and I went to go film the TV show for Travel Channel. I was waiting to see what was going to happen with that. And then obviously, um, our show got canceled because we didn't get along. It's really because there was a lot of infighting going on. It's drama. It's unfortunate, but it's a blessing in disguise. Literally right after that, I was booking a lot of paracons and for appearances and stuff. I was gonna make some good money. Pandemic hit, and I've been in this bizarre world ever since. To be honest with you, so you know that's pretty much where I'm at. I mean, I'm trying to do my thing and hustle towards another opportunity, as making some side money. You know, doing whatever I can. Oh yeah, Andrew was with me. Oh, thank you, Diggy. Yeah, well, I know I spoiled you guys when I went 2 weeks straight live streaming like every damn day. Yeah, Andrew was with me. We were pretty toasted one night drinking, and there was this girl who fell on the street, and I helped. We were helping her up, and she's like, "Thank you," and she's like, "Yeah, come to our house party across the street. We appreciate it." I'm like, "All right," so we go there, and we sit down at this table, and I was pretty in the bag. It was during the summer down the Jersey Shore, and um, when you're drinking, like I didn't care, and like this girl and this guy were sitting there at the table, and I was out of the blue. I'm like, your grandfather, wants to say that he's watching over you guys, and they're looking at me like I have three heads. I think Andrew's like, oh boy, here we go, and I was, you know, then I heard in my head, I'm like, and I turned to the one guy next to the girl. I'm like, he says you have a tattoo dedicated to him on your arm. And then they looked at each other and started bawling, crying. And then he rolled up his sleeve, and then there was a tattoo of his grandfather. I mean, that's happened a few times, like while I was drinking. Um, yeah, it was weird. I hear you, Jackson. There's a lot of struggle and stuff going on out there. Yeah, yeah, they were brother and sister. You can't control when some of that stuff comes to you. I mean, if you're drinking, you're like, oh, I don't give a crap. You'll say it to anybody. Yeah, Andrew, that was nuts. Yeah, yeah, it's happened. It's happened a few times. Yeah. Oh, definitely not, Andrew. Yeah. Yep. Oh, sorry to hear that, Kelly. All right, Claudia. Have a good night. Um, That's, you know, never a dull moment with all this stuff. I just watched that documentary on Netflix. Is really good. Well, some of the episodes are really good. The one with the near death experience is really crazy. What was it called? Surviving Death. The first episode, and then the episode about reincarnation. Really fascinating stuff. I love to hear about other people's experiences because everyone's experience is unique in their own individual way, and we can all learn something from each other. And that was what was so great for me back in the day when I had a podcast and bringing in people onto the radio show and to be able to, pick their brain and converse back and forth and watch these shows and hear about what people experience. It's just, it's all a learning experience. We're going to be learning till our last breath. Thank you, Diggy, for the super chat. Sounds good, Stephanie. Um, hey, Zanelle, how are you doing? Yeah, it was really good, Kelly. Some of the ones with the medium stuff was a little funky and a little weird, but past that, the other stuff was really good. Like messages from loved ones, the reincarnation, and the near death experience. The near death experience stuff really fascinates me. Um, I remember that show. I always told you guys about that story. I survived there and back again. Damn, Trudy. I guess I just do that to people. I really wish YouTube would actually add on that feature where people can call in, like Periscope had, because that was really great. I don't know why they don't do that. No astral projecting. I I almost came out of my body like a week ago. It was right around my birthday. Um, well, I told you guys about that, didn't I? Well, I bounced out of my body. I did astral project. I was in my old bedroom where I grew up, and then there was a chimney in my old bedroom in the middle, and I saw this black shadow just dart left and right, and then I felt all the pins and needles across my entire body and just went came back into my body. It's weird. People say, does time travel exist? It does in the spirit realm, just not the physical. At least, not that we can see, but I mean, definitely spirit wise. Yep, shadow people are crazy. Yes, Sticky, I agree. Yeah, Chris Fleming's great. Yep. Oh yeah. And the remote viewing thing that's happened to me a bunch too. And another psychic told me that years ago. Um, that's something I would be able to do. And psychometry. And both things have happened to me. And they said that, and it wasn't happening to me at that time. Interesting enough. and told me I'd be able to help find missing people at some point. So nice. Wherever there's history, there's energy, tragedy especially. Um, and again, this place we're going to this weekend sounds like there's a lot of tragedy associated with it. Seems like there might be a lot of spirits that may need help. They're desperately projecting their emotions onto some of the homeowners. Malvern Manor was creepy as hell. Now I have to go through that footage and I will edit it because that was one of the crazy places we went to on that crazy road trip to hell. Um, that's 7 days, seven haunted locations in a row. That was insane, intense. Um, Kelly, remote viewing is being able to like watch something play out without leaving your body. Because if you were watching it play out and you left your body, that'd be astral projection. So it's kind of like, you know, you're watching like a movie play out somewhere that you're not. It could be in present time, past or future. I don't know where Eric's going. He lives in Kentucky. He's a bit far away from me, so I don't know what's going on. We were trying to plan something together soon. I told you. I mean, I all I have is free time right now because obviously, I mean, because the situation right now. So I'm trying to. Yeah, I want to do some more trips for you guys and investigate. Um, I have a couple things coming up. Possibly, I have a case this weekend, and then next weekend at some antique shop in Connecticut. That's the only thing I have definite. And I know Kelly's going actually to a cool place, Crescent Hotel. I would love to check that out. I would definitely consider flying out there to go. I've heard about that place. I've wanted to. You want me to jump on Instagram? You're saying live? It doesn't bother me. I just it fascinates me when I see something in a remote viewing thing. I just want to be able to see it clear, and it's very hard. It's like a bad documentary. It's like pixelated. It's oh yeah, definitely Zanel. Yes, Andrew, definitely. What do what people say about possessions? It got really dark and creepy for us at the Malvern Manor too. Oh damn, Amber. Yeah, people are saying StreamYard, so I'm definitely gonna experiment with that. I'm gonna try that. Well, I didn't tell you guys. Actually, if you want me to get into possession, actually, really quickly. So if you read my second book about the girl who's possessed and pregnant, I have some concerns because, like I always told you guys, it was dormant. It was never going away once the baby actually passed away. Her son, who is now 9 years old, is experiencing stuff. Things are coming to him. He's having dreams of red hooded things circling him, and he's levitating. They're telling him to kill himself, drink gasoline. They're coming in the forms of his loved ones, his grandparents that are passed away, saying that they never loved him. And remember what the demonic creature actually called itself, nine, and he's nine. And he was telling me on the phone the other night that each year that he's been getting older, another demon's been showing up. So I'm concerned that something may happen to this kid where he might start becoming possessed. I've been giving him some prayers to say every night, and I've been watching him closely. So I don't know if that case is over or what's going to happen, but um, there's some weird stuff going on again with her other child. Nick, it's pinned to the top of the chat for PayPal, buddy. No problem. Um, Tracy, you want me to go on Instagram? You're saying while I'm streaming here. If there's some of you guys that want to take it, ask me a question like I did last time. I went live on Instagram and I left my YouTube going, where you can come on and I can hear you talk and ask me a question. Do you want me to do that like I did last time? I'll go upstairs and grab the phone. I just kind of was winging this. Be glad to though. Telegram, no. The baby passed away. It's a very crazy story. I'll tell you what. I will go run and get the other phone, and a couple of guys, if you guys want to ask me a question, I'll have it here, and you can ask me it live on Instagram. Let me go run and get it. Ugh. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go live on my Instagram now. I have 50% here. So if there's one or two of you guys that want to ask me a question. Make sure I didn't miss anything here. The case is in my second book, Diggy, the story about the girl who's possessed. If you want to watch a 15-minute thing I made on YouTube about the story about the girl, it's on my YouTube channel here. I even showed some evidence, some recordings of her speaking English backwards. Crazy stuff. Let me just figure this out here. This phone goes ape shit. Have a good night, Andrew. The 9 year old, yeah, he's 9 years now. 9 years old now. Hey, Bill, what's going on? Oh, thank you, Amber. Much appreciative. All right, damn. All right. So, Tracy, if you want to come on and ask me a question on Instagram, jump on and I'll add you. I just went live on my Instagram. If you want to share your story. Yeah, Alfred did a lot of editing. If you check out the cave video that I just did, that was really nuts. Hey, what's up? What's up, man? So, my phone's going slow right now. Ah, okay. So, guys, I'm actually live here on YouTube right now. Some people wanted to ask me a couple of questions. So I was allowing them to come on here and invite themselves in to ask me a question. So I'm waiting to see who wanted to come on, and that goes for anybody that comes on here as well. Hey, Stephanie, how you doing? Damn, see, I don't use this phone, and as soon as you turn on the Wi-Fi, like all the messages that I've already gotten before, it just starts blowing up my freaking phone because I'm using an older phone, and then just makes it go crazy. All right, that should be good. Okay, so I have somebody that wants to ask me a question here. If I can get this working. Thank you, Nick. No worries, buddy. Thanks for the super chat. Joyelle, I'm trying to invite you on right now if you want to ask me a question. It's attempting to do that right now on my slower, older phone. I apologize if it's going a little slow. Should be a little bit better now. I see it's better now. Is it better now, guys? Damn, it's fucking slow. Here. What is it doing? Having a lot of difficulties tonight with electricity. All right. I think it's working out. I just cleared up some stuff. So, hold on. Let's see. Let's see. I apologize. I lost Joyelle, so I don't know where she went. So, all right. Yeah, I was just, someone was trying to come on and chat with me. So I was trying to make that happen. And if anyone doesn't know, I'm live on YouTube right now. I'm doing a Q&A, and I was asking people to come in and ask me questions. Um, but somehow I'm trying to make it work. I know there's two people, Tracy and Joyelle, just tried to come in and ask me a question. I was just trying to get it working. I just invited you, Tracy, if you want to try again. There we go.
Oh my gosh.
You
that
know
was very painful. Oh my god, I missed Periscope.
Yeah, no, I know. No worries. You don't even. Doesn't matter. So we don't have to see you. We just, I know you wanted to share a story.
Oh, yeah, how do you do that? Yeah, that's crazy. I don't have no makeup on, so I don't go.
You don't have to. Don't. That's not a big deal. We just need to hear you, Tracy. So I know you wanted. I know you wanted to say a story. So tell us a story. So what's going on?
Well, I know how you were doing a lot like with the Jennifer. What was her name? Derulo? Is that her?
Yeah, Jennifer Derulo's thing.
Looking for her and stuff. Well, there was a girl that is from my town who had been. She actually went missing on my daughter's birthday, so that was like December the 3rd, and it was really weird because where she lived behind my daughter's father.
Yeah.
So every time, like, I would take my youngest daughter, over to his house to play or whatever, I knew she lived like back in an assisted living home, like way deep back in the woods, and it was really weird. And and she went missing. And she had like a lot of physical problems, but she also had like some mental health issues as well. And I just like every time I pulled out of like his apartment complex, I just had this compelling like feeling that I had that it was almost like she was calling to me.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't hear anything, but I just physically felt the pain and the emotion and the horror and all of that. And he's actually a detective, and I kept telling him about it, and he would blow me off, and I guess he disagreed with. He's not really, I guess you'd say, into the paranormal like that.
Right.
And but I keep telling him about it. I'm like, look, I felt so compelled. I went out looking for it myself several times, and I didn't find anything. But the feeling just kept getting stronger, and it wouldn't go away. And finally, one day, and she was missing for like 2 to 3 weeks, and one day he sends me a text. He's like, hey, he's like, guess what? And I'm like, you know what? And he said they found her. And I said, really? I said, she was in the woods, wasn't she? And he said, yeah, she was. And so it was like really, and they found her that she was like so far back. It's like a really swampy type area. They haven't released how she got back there, or I mean, it was like a good mile or two away from where the woods or where the assisted living was that she lived in.
Right.
But it was like a huge, big thing around here where everybody was looking for in the state police, just everything. But it was just like it felt like what you were talking about being validated. You feel it's like something I couldn't quite put my finger on. It wasn't like I was hearing a voice. It was just all the emotion.
Yeah.
That was there. And when he said that, it didn't surprise me that they found her where they did. But she was in the same woods, but it was just in a different part of the woods, a little bit further down.
Mm-hmm.
But I just kind of wanted to share that. And it's anybody that I guess I've been having these feelings like since I was about 8. And I've got 3 girls, and all 3 of them have the same things like the feelings that I had when I was their age and stuff. And if you're not called to it, I really don't, and you're not open to that sort of thing, I really don't think the spirits are going to come to you. It's almost like they know who to come to.
No, yeah. Well, that's what I was just saying before. Like they're attracted to certain characterizations of people's auras, and the auras represent an emotional, spiritual, energetic status of who they are as a person and as a soul, and why they would gravitate towards certain individuals and not others. And they want to go towards the people that have a better chance to hear, feel, or see them, but also the ones that are going to listen to them and maybe try to actually go out and act on trying to help them in any desperate way that they're trying to project towards you or get a message to you telepathically.
Yeah, because I felt like, well, I didn't like argue with anything, but I felt to myself like, well, if you would have listened to me earlier, it may have saved you some, havoc of going. I mean, I know they have leads and there's things that they do on their end, but don't blow me off next time, because you never know when that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And I just, that was like something really that was, I don't know, it affected me greatly because I've never had anything like that happen.
Yeah. I remember like the whole thing with the Molly Tibbetts thing happened to me like a few years back, and actually she was waving to me and showing me where her body was, and everything that I said was totally on point. Like I had seen like really tall grass, and I saw like a hill like over the grass, and I'm like I didn't know if it was a mountain or whatever, and I saw a big stone and I saw a street sign. And I saw a license plate that was blue colored. I could see the first 3 letters or numbers of it, and I didn't know, but in Iowa that the license plates are actually colored blue, and I didn't even know that. So that was even more of a clue that I was picking up on something that was legit. And when they caught the guy that actually did it, he was driving a red truck, and they were at the place where he worked, but he was in the background. And I sent my information to the police, but I was like, damn, I wish I could see the license plate, because they're saying that he actually drove that truck. I'm like, if I could just see that license plate, but I never could. But where they found her body, so there was corn stalks. They were corn stalks, but like, and there was a street sign right there, and they had the whole image. You could see where they found her body. You can still look it up to this day. And I never saw the rock, but obviously when you have these psychic visions, it's blurry. It's like a bad documentary. And to me, it looked like it was tall grass, but when in fact it was just green corn stalks.
Wow.
So, but yeah, like that was the first time that anything ever happened to me with someone who's missing and who was dead.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I would
that's what
love
it
to
is
be
for
able to
all
help
of us.
out that in more ways. And obviously the Jennifer thing, I didn't expect to be involved in that at all. And, hopefully at some point, I mean, maybe we can still find something significant, but whatever's meant to be is meant to be. But yeah, no, that's good. I mean, I'm sure that makes you feel fulfilled too, knowing that she was
It
found. And
does, yeah.
yeah,
So, if people, I think, would take, I think maybe some police officers are more, maybe if they are so frustrated with their cases and, all their leads they don't have anymore, or they've done whatever and they don't have good results from it, I mean, they really shouldn't blow us off.
yeah, no. I mean, some police do it. It's just more of a hush thing. I mean, when I was
Yeah.
speaking to the cadaver dogs about trying to get into the river, like, and some ladies, like, and those people were giving me issues. I mean, they didn't like it because of the attention it would give because of the case, and, got me bummed out. But, I mean, this other lady who told me, like, in New York, is that the FBI uses the psychics, man. I mean, she was on cases that had psychics on them with the FBI. So this stuff goes on. It's just, you don't hear about it as much. They try to
Yeah.
keep it hush because it's for whatever the reason. But
Yeah.
yeah, if you get instinctive or intuitive type things that are trying to pull you along and be led somewhere, I mean, I try to pay attention to any of that, if possible.
Yeah. I mean, it had been, I received stuff, that kind of feeling and things like that from, like places that I've gone to, if there's any kind of spiritual things going on. But that was the first time that it was like, I just felt like, she's calling out to me, like, find me, please help find me. And I don't think that she was alive when I was feeling that either.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Yeah.
it felt to me that she had already passed away, and
Mm-hmm.
with how the weather is and stuff, it's freezing cold and, the elements, she's exposed to the elements and stuff. So I think that she didn't last very long once she wandered off or whatever that reason was. But, I just felt compelled. So I'm glad that they found her, and it did feel good to be validated like that.
Of course.
Like, so. But
Yeah.
anyway, I just thought I'd share that,
Yeah. No, appreciate
whoever
that.
helps, or, they should really don't be afraid to speak out, if you have those kind of feelings and stuff, don't, because I don't think, some people may call it a curse, some people think it's a gift. I think it's a gift.
Oh, of course, it's a gift. I mean, it's just
You
how you
know?
interpret it.
Yeah. Yeah, so, but anyway, I just wanted to share that.
Thank you so much, Tracy.
Yeah. All right. Well, see you later.
Have a good one.
All right, you too.
All right, I think somebody else. If you wanted to ask a question on my Instagram is Sean D Austin, SEAN, D's and David, AUSTIN. You can ask me a question. I'm gonna go run and get my charger here because I didn't expect to do this right now, so I can last longer and I can share your. Just give me 1 second. Multitasking like a madman here. Oh. How are we doing tonight?
I'm good.
Okay. So good. You had another question tonight?
Well, I talked to you a couple weeks ago about hearing a voice that startled me. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, vaguely.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I have a person, one of my coworkers. She's Indian, and she grew up on a reservation. She's very spiritual,
Right.
and she told me if I wanted to accept the fact that my ancestors, or my mom and dad were wanting to get in touch with me, to light a candle and talk to them, and say with love and respect for my mom and dad and my ancestors, that it's okay to come through to me.
Right.
But she didn't tell me how to close that to where nothing else could come. So what I did was I just said, this is for ancestries, right? And come through, and I said it was with love and from so I'm not sure if hopefully I did that correct. I closed anything off that could else come through.
Okay.
So how do you know if people?
So what is you're saying you open up some sort of communication in your house to speak with your loved ones, you're saying?
Yes, because I believe that my mother a couple weeks ago talked to me. I heard a voice that said, "Hi, hon," and it woke me up. I know I wasn't dreaming, and it kind of startled me. So I talked to, first I talked to you about it, and then I talked to a person who is spiritual Native American at my work, and she told me to light a candle and say, with love and respect to my mom and dad, my ancestors, I welcome you to come in and speak with me, and communicate with me. And I also said that this is only for my ancestors and my loved ones, and no one else is able to come through, basically, is what I said.
And were you just trying to communicate with them like just by speaking out loud or using something or?
No, I lit a candle because she said that the light of the candle would draw them to me, and that was it. Nothing else.
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't recommend trying to do that sort of thing in your house, you know. Um,
Oh,
Personally, like when I tell people like about their loved ones and stuff like that,
mhm.
is that I always try to tell them that they should try to communicate with them in their dreams. So when they go to sleep, your subconscious is fully awake and your rational mind's fully asleep. And this is the time when all spirits, energies, even like earthbound ones, but especially the ones that are transitioned, that are in from heaven, and loved ones can come to you and telepathically project and influence your dreams to give you messages that can be prevalent to you, that can make sense to you today, tomorrow, or in the future.
Okay.
When you do that sort of thing, lighting candles in your house, you don't know what you're attracting into and allowing to come into your house. And there's things that can give you information or feelings that could make you think that it's really your loved ones, to try to desperately get that acknowledgement or energy, that'll try to get from you, because a lot of these human energies are just desperate for any sort of acknowledgement, to have that human
Okay.
connection, to make them feel that they're still alive at this human plane. Thank you, Stephanie. So that's what you just got to be careful for. So I wouldn't be personally, like, that's, I wouldn't be recommending that for anybody, lighting candles and trying to say, oh, come to me, my ancestors and stuff like that. I mean, that's, your home's your sanctuary. Even if you're having some activity, I'd say that there's, safer ways to kind of, allow natural things, occurrences to happen to you, especially if they're loved ones that have transitioned in from heaven, because doing those types of things, I would be a little bit more concerned about tricky, malevolent, earthbound
Right.
types forces to try to manipulate the situation in their favor, that would not be favorable to you.
So okay. So since I've done that, how do I go about maybe closing that?
Well, I mean, has anything else happened since you've done that? Like, you think that?
No, I did that this afternoon.
Okay, I would just take note to it.
Okay.
But you can say like a prayer or something like that. I mean, I don't know if you have holy water or anything like that.
I do not.
Okay. Um, well, something I would say is, I revoke the permission for any evil spirits to be in my home in the name and authority of Jesus
Okay.
Christ. Be gone, and I am surrounded by the white light of Jesus Christ. Amen. Something to that effect.
Now, do I need holy water to do that?
I mean, if you can get holy water, I would say that'd be beneficial. But also
Alright.
just take note, since you've done that, if something increases or something that's happened because of that, then you can take different, precautions or necessary actions from that as well. It's not something that's like, oh my God, you're in trouble, but it's something that could
Right.
lead to other stuff.
Okay. Well, I'm glad I asked that question because I wasn't sure, because she never really told me how to close that or what to say about if any other bad energies were to come through.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I'm just wondering about that.
Yeah, again, you just, if you're home, you're having some stuff happening, you just got to be careful because you could be attracting more energies that are not in your house, that even though you might have some in there, they could allow more stuff to come in there and make your situation more complicated than it has to be. And again, like loved ones who have transitioned, they're going to interact with you, in my opinion, mostly in coincidence-based experiences, whether it be a bird chirping or a dream or a song that comes on the radio or something a little bit more non-earthbound based. That would be more of like, the ghosts kind of interact with us a lot more with the shadow play, things moving around the house. Those are more earthbound stuff. So I'd be more keen to being more weary, because again, remember, any of these human souls that are still earthbound, they have not let go of their human life that they once lived. So they're
Right.
there's something that's not correct in their emotional, subconscious, and spiritual status that they are being earthbound. They haven't been able to let go. So there's a desperation there or confusion that's going on within the soul. So, if they're looking for that, they might try to take advantage of the situation and make you think it's somebody else that's not. Even if they're not evil, it still could be some playful games,
Right.
but still, it's a kind of a delicate situation that could, increase in a way that couldn't be good. So just got to be careful.
It's because I basically opened myself up to that, correct?
Well, just, allowing, come spirits into my house, come with me. It's just, you just got to be careful.
All right. Okay.
If that makes
I'll
any
take
sense.
that into consideration.
Of
Thank
course.
you so much.
Of course.
But
Anytime.
I don't want anything bad in my house.
No,
so-
no. And I'm not saying there's anything bad in your house, but I'm just saying it's just something that could be, you just got to be careful.
Okay. All right. I appreciate your knowledge, and I appreciate you. So,
Yeah. I mean, you ever see the movie White Noise with Michael Keaton?
No, I have not.
You should watch it.
Okay.
It's a story of this poor guy. The guy's wife died, and he becomes obsessed with the afterlife, and he becomes obsessed with doing EVPs, but he's doing it all over the place in his house, and then all of a sudden these dark things start happening to him. And it's very easy to get obsessed with this sort of stuff. I know firsthand. Yeah, I know firsthand too, and then you just got to be a little careful, because things will be wanting to use that to their advantage, and these things can amplify your emotions. They can amplify your desires into liking things more and trying to lean towards things that will allow these spirits to have more permissions and more energy for whatever their sole purpose is.
Okay, that makes sense. All right. Well, thank you so much, Sean. I
No
appreciate
problem.
it.
Anytime.
All right. Have a good night.
You too. Now, is everyone here on YouTube is able to hear the conversation now that I was just doing this? Thank you, Stephanie. I know Robert was asking if you want to ask a question. If somebody wants to ask me a question about the paranormal, I'm kind of doing a dual thing here again, because some people wanted to ask some stuff. If you want to come in here and ask me something, ask to come on the video chat. You don't have to show your face. You can darken the room and make it all creepy to set the mood, and just have to hear whatever you'd like to say to convey your question or share a story while I'm doing this randomly. Anybody else that wants to ask me anything? Anything at all? Oh, I'm just going to sit here and wave to everyone. Hello, hello. So, dude, um, appreciate everyone who's just come in here. If you're in YouTube, to liking this YouTube video, making sure. Okay. Anyone else who wants to ask me something while I'm on here about the paranormal? Anything, anything you'd like. I'm doing this because Periscope used to have this feature in one, but I know some people really liked to be able to voice their story or share whatever it is they'd like to share involving this lovely subject. Everyone's so scared. Yeah, I mean, I guess some people would be scared to come on video chat. They're like, oh crap. I mean, before in Periscope was all audio, but like I said, you don't have to show your face. Um, yeah. All right, just making sure I didn't miss any of you guys here in chat. Hey, Olwyn. All right, Erica. Okay. Yeah. Anyone else want to ask me a question while I'm doing this Instagram thing? Remote channeling? What about remote channeling? I don't do any channeling. I mean, I consider just that can be kind of a dangerous slope, slippery slope there too. Nice, Nick. Cool. Next tour, as in like next road trip to hell. Trying to figure that out. I have a residential case that I'll be live streaming. Um, my Dave Matthews cover. Oh, thank you. I'll have to do another one of those. Hello, Precious. Um, so this Saturday we're doing an investigation at a 1800s nursing home. Families experiencing stuff. Really interesting case. Gonna find out what's going on there. See if there's some spirits that need help and bless the property. So that's gonna be this weekend. Hey, Stacy, how you doing? And if you guys want to watch that, that'll be my YouTube. If you're just from my Instagram. Um, okay, Stephanie. Um, anyone else? Yes, definitely. When I'm done here, I'm going back to editing the, the my Bobby Mackey's video. Yeah, man, sounds good. No, no worries. I'm not sure. Where did you send it? Have a good night, Olwen. I'm just home. I was just doing a Q&A here on YouTube, and some people wanted to ask a question. So I allowed some people to come on here and do so on here. Oh, um, so someone wanted to bring up about, yeah, seeing me getting a little angry while we're at the Mason house. I was doing some, religious provocation while we were at the house because I was in the radius intent of doing an exorcism on the property, and I was trying to just bring more validation to what was happening in the house, what happened there before we even went there, and to also bring more truth to what I experienced throughout all those years. I was trying to just prove more the point, to bring evidence and validation to something truly demonic being a part of this case, and that's why I got personal with it. And obviously it was personal to me, but I mean, I was not doing that for the sake of entertainment. I don't do that. Um, I wanted to bring as much evidence as possible to know that I came back there for that reason, to do just that, and for the to take care of it and send it back to where it belongs. No problem, Tracy. No problem. And yes, that's my email, LR. It may have went to spam. Try sending it again. I'll check as well. What's the well, shoot away. Was the turnout what you expected? Oh, from the Mason house, it felt really peaceful in there. Am I traveling to Colorado anytime soon? No, not right now. But yeah, it's definitely a positive outcome in that house, in that location. It did not feel the same after the exorcism, and that's an amazing thing too. I mean, when an exorcism takes place in a ritual in a place that has oppressive energy and pressure in your chest, and you just don't feel right, and the air's thick, it's pretty an amazing thing to actually feel the difference of, the light of God coming into a place after evil and things like that of that nature have been there, and it definitely felt that way after the ritual was done. It felt like a normal house. Oh, so did you hear what? Oh, that's just the air turning off and on. Don't worry, I'm fine. How we doing, Charisse? Anyone else that wants to ask me a question, want to jump on here and video chat with me? I'm just doing this for another 5 minutes or so. I need to get back to this video and try to get it done. I hear loud whispering. Well, that's how it goes, Tracy. I don't mind the friendly spirits being around. It's just the other ones that are not friendly. It's a different story. Good to hear. Hmm. Sounds good. And as you're saying that, it's weird. I just started to pick up like on a little girl's spirit, and I thought I saw like a little girl like doing jump rope. Bizarre. Yeah, it's always an interesting thing. It's like you're living a movie 24/7. So be it. Anyone else that wants to ask me anything? Making sure I didn't miss any of your chats here. Thank you, Nick. Erica has a question. Where is Erica? I'm strongly led to find out how to help stuck souls as we spoke of last week. What do you recommend? Um, I don't recall where you're referring to, Erica. Sorry, I missed that. Have a good night, Diggy. I think I missed yours, David. I'm juggling here. Juggling two chats. A ball of light shot from the end of the bed, went into the digital clock, and the clock was flashing. It happened 4 years ago. Yeah, it's crazy. Erica, it seems like you have natural psychic gifts since you were a child. So, how have you tried to help the spirits? Is there a method that you've tried? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, and when you hear ringing in your ear out of nowhere, they say that that's a spirit could be trying to communicate with you. I get that out of nowhere. It all of a sudden, like my right ear will like ring like really loud. I've not been to Lilydale. I know all about it. I went to a similar place in Florida. A friend took me to my friend Amy a year ago. Erica, did you hear what I said before? I don't know if you're still here. Definitely would like to figure out what's going on with that. Sounds good. Is Erica still here? Just want to make sure. I know everyone was being nice, trying to make sure her question was answered. Oh, here we go. To help, I've prayed and called Archangel Michael to help assist them. One time on Spirit Box, the Spirit and the angel said thank you. I mean that's what I do too. I mean, Erica, you have to understand too, is that you can't force these spirits to cross over. It's not something that we can actually do. What we're doing is we're like a medium between those two situations. We're trying to encourage that event to take place by throwing your intent out there, acknowledging and directing your communication to these spirits directly, and trying to influence them to accept God's unconditional love and forgiveness by going with the angels. And that's why I visualize white light coming down while I'm praying, and I try to say, "Here, now's your chance to go." And again, it's not something that we can force upon. It's something, and sometimes these spirits will not go. They're still afraid. They might have unfinished business that is out of our league spiritually, or something going on factor wise that's out of our control, and that's all we can do. But having that genuine intent, at least trying to do so and trying to help these spirits, is all we can do in that process. If that answers your question. Okay, good. But that's why I would leave the spirit box on and try to have that extra validation to find out what's going on. Absolutely, Sabrina. I will get headaches, panicky feelings. Um, I've been writing a bunch of new songs, but I've been doing a lot of review of editing and videos for the upcoming documentary that we have coming out in the next couple months. Um, I've just been trying to busy myself with whatever I'm passionate about doing in this weird situation that we are currently in still on this planet. So anything that I truly unconditionally love to do and be a part of and try to make a difference with, I'm involving myself with. From Hello from Kansas City, Missouri. So, um, anyone else have any more questions here? Want to ask me here? Anyone? Bueller? Um, Good questions tonight, guys, and I appreciate to be able to come on here and do this for you guys whenever possible. Appreciate that. I Girl Flowers Designs. Hello, Lisa from Lincoln. How we doing? And if you're not subscribed to my YouTube, definitely subscribe because that's where I do my live paranormal investigations, even residentials that I have permission to do so. I'm doing one of an 1800s nursing home this Saturday. It'll be on my YouTube channel, so make sure you go subscribe over there if you'd like to watch these and be notified when they happen. It's Sean Austin. Just go to type in Sean Austin Paranormal in the YouTube search. It'll pop right up. Subscribe and turn on notifications to make sure you get notified because I just transitioned to YouTube over the course of the last couple months, few months. You too, Charisse. Appreciate it. No problem. That's good, Erica. You know, that's what it was for me too. It's a calling. You get led on these spiritual paths. These aren't things that we just decide to do. We are drawn somehow spiritually. Things come to us, experiences, dreams, premonitions, whatever it may be. Even me getting called into getting involved in demonology and dealing with dark spirits, it was a calling. It's not something you're just like, oh, I want to be this when I grow up. It's something that just hits you, and things just start situating themselves around you. The universe starts pulling you in, reeling you in. It's just how it goes. So I definitely understand what you mean by that. You too, Bill? No, Nick. I think that's a good thing. How am I doing with that spirit from Amityville? It's just something that follows me around still. I get references to it when I investigate other places. Sounds. Thank you for the ad on YouTube. Didn't you know? Um, it's just interesting because I wrote about it in my second book, and I still get George Lutz and things having to do with the Amityville on and off. And if you watch my live streams when I investigate, this is something that um, keeps happening. Thank you, Robert. Appreciate that. Same back at you. Thank you, Trudy. Um, but hope that answered your question a little bit there. Um, I've been doing this for 2.5 hours now. I think I'm gonna jump off here. Anyone else wants to ask me a question before I go? No problem, Nick. And again, anyone who doesn't have a copy of my book, my first two books, you can go to SeanDAustin.com. I sign and mail out copies of my music or books on my website in the US. Otherwise, get it off Amazon, iTunes, all that. And I will soon have shirts and pictures that could be signed, mailed out for people as well on the website. No problem, Erica. No, no one's going to call you crazy in this chat and what we're talking about. Think about what we're talking about. Oh, cool, Danino. Nice. Yeah, find out a lot of us have these experiences when we're younger. I had kind of like more omen stuff, more so than experiences. It's, it's like a meteor out of the sky that happened to me in the middle of my life. So, just following that lead. Well, Instagram peeps, nice chat with you guys. I'll definitely do this again. I do these Q&As, try to do at least once a week. And when people want to ask questions, I'm just going to keep coming on Instagram until I figure out a better way to let people come on and share or ask me a question that may be a little bit more involved than a chat. Um, Everyone have a good night. On YouTube as well. Thank you guys, everyone, for the super chats and whoever donated tonight. Um, Again, next week, indefinite investigation. And I'm going to be working on this Bobby Mackey clip, and I'll be able to post that in the next few days, I believe. And then look forward to that investigation this weekend. Another one the following weekend. Um, as it starts to warm up, I'll be able to do more stuff outside, as well as some trips that I'm trying to situate and plan out as well. So, everyone have a wonderful evening. All right, Trudy. Have a good night, Tracy. Hey, Kaisa, how we doing? I'm just jumping off here. I was doing a little chat here, dueling on YouTube. Feathers79, have a good night. Julia, thank you, no problem, anytime. Definitely, Erica, yeah. That's a good thing. All right, guys, everyone have a wonderful evening, and I will talk to you guys soon. All right, guys, I will talk to you guys soon, and I will update you, and I'll probably bounce on here again. I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you so much.